Hello traders, welcome to today's video. It is Monday, the 27th of November, and this is your Bitcoin update to start the new week. If you are here for the first time, or even if you are not here for the first time, please do make sure you click the like button below and subscribe if you have not done so already, because we do these updates on a daily basis and you do not want to miss out. So, starting off here with a very, very simple chart on Bitcoin, and this just shows the increase in momentum to the upside for, well, the trend that we are currently in. Okay, so you can see each one of these lines basically signifying that we are in a very, very shallow but slightly parabolic move higher right now. And I am looking at this essentially as two ranges that form one bigger range that is also in an uptrending move. So it's one of those just very, very slow moves, and momentum is kind of critical here to determine where price will be going next. So right now, just from looking at this in a very simple way, we are continuing to make higher highs. Okay, we made another one at the end of last week, and we are continuing to also make higher lows. Okay, and the lows are what is quite important, is that every single low that we have been putting in since the ETF pump back on at the end of October is kind of giving us an increase in speed and momentum to the upside. So what I'm looking at right now is one of two scenarios that are bullish for price. One is very bullish, one is neutral / bullish, and the other one is basically going to be really quite bearish. So two bullish scenarios, one bearish scenario. The bullish ones, as we are in an uptrend, are the more likely at this stage, which is why I think you have to be quite careful if you are getting into leverage short positions, because realistically the only even with an invalidation here, okay, you've got a decent reward on this, because I do think if price does drop, then it's going to drop quite significantly. I am short. Okay, I am short from just below 38,000. Okay, we have a level up here that I'll just cover in a moment. Trend remains that way. So be aware of that, because if you're trading with the trend, okay, just remember this, because this might click. A lot of people try and fight against the trend all the time, and this is people continuously shorting and getting stopped out. It's the same with kind of what we've been seeing with longs, because it is more or less just fairly balanced on the way up. But if you're trading with the trend, okay, you're right until you're wrong. If you're trying to trade against the trend all the time, then you're wrong until you're right. And you've just got to really understand that if you're right more consistently, okay, naturally you're going to win a bit more money, unless you do manage to be wrong, and then you hit the home run, which of course is a possibility. But trade with the trend is usually, I mean, always the best option. So yeah, a little bit of a very simple overview on the market. And now we will get into some of our key levels right now. Okay, so I did a very in-depth analysis for the crew this morning, and I'll just go over this briefly. So if you are not already in the Discord, please do join. Go to tauruscrypto.com. We also have our Black Friday sale currently ongoing, so you can save up to $350 on this. This is the biggest sale we have ever done. We're in quite a good position this year, where we are able to give you guys this very, very nice discount. This is probably it is the biggest one we've ever done, and we will never do another one like this again. So take yourselves over to the Discord. We do have the Black Friday sale on offer. Thank you so much to anyone who took part in the free trial as well. It was amazing having you guys in the community. We would love to have you back there. So feel free to drop me a message if you're considering staying with the crew. We obviously have the Black Friday deals that are there, but do drop me a message. I would love to know what you thought of your time whilst you were in the crew, and whether you think there's anything we can do to improve anything, and just general feedback is always much appreciated. But anyway, going back over to the update I did this morning. So where we were just holding. So earlier on, we were just holding around this POC and the anchored VWAP. Okay, so price was just holding here, and we have essentially major resistance, which was our previous week open and our current week open. Okay, you can see the weekly open had that move up, we lost it, and then we coming into back test. So a good opportunity to go short there. The short position that I was explaining is from this daily level. Okay, so once we lost this daily level, I was scaling into a short, and then also we have this anchored VWAP running down that's acting as resistance here also. And then we basically have a zone of support. This one here has been tested quite a lot, and we can see right now we're actually getting a little bit more aggression to the downside, which is what I had been waiting for. I was waiting for volume either to break above this weekly open and through this anchored VWAP, or to lose that point of control and to get a move down. The other interesting thing from this now is if we're looking at this as a whole range, you can see that our POC has shifted up, and often once it shifts up, you get a movement away from it to come and test where the point of control was previously. That is Luna in the background barking. I hope she's not being too noisy. Probably sees another dog outside. Anyway, yes. So it's been bouncing around between these two high volume nodes, and the next level that we have below, if this does get a continued move, if we do see this aggression, is 36,400 to 36,500. Okay, 36,400 being like the key level for me right now. So that gives you a big overview of the chart. I would quite like to see a move down to 36,400. I think that would be a good area in which to make the next higher low if we are going to continue higher. I'm certainly not bearish. I just think a move down here keeps it very balanced. If we do reverse earlier, then remember that chart that I was showing you previously, which was which one? This one? Yeah, then we're going to end up with a very, very steep line that becomes quite hard to maintain. So to drop down here into this area and to keep this more recent trend and maybe just have another shallow increase in the momentum here would be probably the most healthy thing for the market to do at this stage. Now, if you are to lose this zone, then obviously I think it becomes a cascading effect that we come through and we return all the way back down to the bottom of the range here. So yeah, that is basically what I'm looking at the moment in terms of price action. We've got good confluence there. Okay, so if we're looking at, let me zoom out again a little bit more, and we'll just split this into two ranges, which is what we have right now. We will, let me take this off. Let me just make it the normal POC. We have the point of control of this upper range. Okay, and our value area low coming in around that zone of support with another high volume node there. This is where our POC was previously, and it does look like we're trying to get that move down there at the moment, at the very least, to take out these lows that we had over here. I'm going to get onto the liquidations and the order flow in just a second. Hopefully we don't get this move down before I've had a chance to upload this video. Second of all, okay, if we extend this point of control across, then we end up with this high volume node. This one is currently the POC, but I do think, and we were talking about this situation last week, that after this low, I wanted to see price remain range bound. It was even more bullish than that. Okay, I was looking for consolidation and then higher, but we went higher, and then maybe we're going to see consolidation again and then higher. So what would be amazing is to see price holding within this zone, this point of control shift up, and then what we're either going to see is that gives us confidence to have a bigger move to the upside or to come back down to test this point of control. So 36,400 to 36,500, very, very key level for me. Actually getting a decent bounce here. And we are within value area. This is the value area of our previous week. So we've had this move down to previous week value area low, currently still holding that previous week EQ and the old weekly level that we had from back here in earlier on in November. Now, the easiest way for me to show probably the rest of the stuff that I've been looking at this morning is just to go over the update that I've already given everybody within the crew. So this is saying that 37,400 previous week open, current week open, That's where we that was the resistance that we couldn't break through, and then we have 38,500 is the next level of supply above us. That's where we're going to knock into a bunch more liquidations above the highs that we put in at the end of last week. Support 37k previous week EQ. That's what we're testing right now. And then lower down, we've got 36,400, which is the golden pocket, high volume node and consolidation before the impulse higher. We remain in an uptrend, the last major low being at 35,615. Higher prices remain the higher probability. This is your range overview. So this is what I just showed you on the chart. And then we're looking here at just the continuation of our delta just continuing to drop. Okay, and this has been ongoing through the whole move up, which when you think about the supply coming into the market right now with all of this, with the amount of selling that's going on both on spot and on perps, with price continuing to make higher highs, it will take a lot of new capital entering the market and pushing it down to drive this price lower. So I think it's going to be a difficult one to get back down below that 30k right now. So if any of you guys are still thinking about low 25s, low 30s right now, I think until we start to see spot start to follow this trend and new money starting to come in that can then get out again, okay, we are continuing to see lower prices, and it's going to be difficult, not impossible, but difficult to actually have a big drop, because there just isn't enough to take out basically below price right now. If we look at open interest, relatively flat here, perps and spot CVD continuing to drop. And then what we had this morning was the open interest moving down, delta moving down, and we needed to see a bit of volume coming into the market in order to stop one side of this range. And subsequently, we have had the long position stopped. That has led to, we had an increase in open interest after that, which I can show just here. Okay, we had that open interest increasing on majority short positions. We'll take a look in the order flow in just a second and just see how that is lining up now. But when you actually look at the intent of this move, it was simply to take out long positions, and then we got that open interest increase again, which has obviously here led to another drop. Now our liquidations, okay, so what you'll see here is this was about half an hour ago before we took out 37k. Like high leverage liquidations were just a little bit below us at around about that 36,800 area, which might be just about where we came into. We're pretty close to that now, so we've almost ran all of the major liquidations to the downside, and then it could lead to another move higher. And then this was simply saying about the trend overall that we have here. So that's my kind of in-depth overview on all of this right now, which is what I give to the crew on a daily basis, basically, alongside all the other coaches who are sharing their updates. Whoa, scrolled way too far. All of these other updates that we see within the crew and trading chats, looking very closely at what's going on with the price action right now. So, what are people saying? What are people saying? What are people saying? Bulls losing the battle, it seems. We'll see about that. Yes. Ooh, there's a lot of short positions coming in right down there after that low. Okay, let me move over onto EXO if I can bring this up. And there we go. There's EXO charts, and we'll just take a look at what has happened here. Yeah, so another big run of stops just here with some short positions coming in. I'm on the Binance chart. I want to just have a look at what's going on here, because the 4-hour becomes quite important to me. What would be really nice is to see some delta divergence here, so to see these dots coming into the market, which often time these pivots really well. Okay, we could see that just that distribution up at the highs led to a big drop. You have a nice bounce, nice drop. Again, a little bit of a distribution here leads to a move down. So when we do see these delta divergences start to play out on the 4-hour, they can be very, very useful for timing the next rotation within the market, basically. So this is kind of weird and wonky sized right now. I'm doing the wrong stuff. That'll do. It's fine. So yeah, interested to see what happens here. What's going on the 1 hour? Kind of doing this just on the fly right now. And we'll wait and see. From a TPO perspective, also, there's not really any like NPOCs that have been left behind. We've dealt with those already. And you can just see Delta just kind of continuing to fall here. The 1 hour, time frame. Once again, you want to see those delta divergences start to come in. We are actually now with bullish CVD divergence against the last low here, and we are seeing a bit of a tick up in open interest. Long positions, not really. It is short positions, so there is a possibility. Like I say, 36,400 would be the most balanced scenario if we do get a continuous drop down there, but we could see a bit of a squeeze back up towards that 37.4 again here. Just based on what we're seeing on the order flow with the moves that we've just seen, we've kind of hit most of the liquidations. A move back up and then maybe a drop back down later in the week would be good. If this does bounce here to new highs, it's incredibly bullish. So yeah, looking fairly nice actually. We've taken out this low and seeing a decent bounce so far with some short positions trapped down here. Tick size is kind of wrong right now, but there are some short positions trapped down there, you can tell. This is quite a long update, but I feel there's quite a lot to get through, and it is a Monday, so I do want to give you guys the best information that I possibly can before we go into anything else. Oh my god, that is quite a lot of shorts opening right down at that at that low there. So yeah, I'm probably looking for a bit of a bounce here. I don't know how high this can take us. I'll have to have a bit more of a look in just a second. But that actually looks like a decent local low that has been put in here. Before maybe we do get a recovery and then see a move down later on today. So let's just go back over onto TradingView, have a look at this in more detail on here. Okay, let's get rid of that. I'm going to keep this anchored VWAP on here. So yeah, 3 spikes down. I think a good opportunity to get a bit of a squeeze. We still have this area here that is significant resistance, so I don't know if we'll be able to break that. Earlier on, it was one of those typical like range. You induce those long positions up here, and then these are the ones that are now getting stopped out. So yeah, bounce up here, and then maybe we do get that continuation down. At this stage, if we do get back above weekly open, I think that is very, very bullish, and we can be expecting higher prices. But until then, this local downtrend, I would imagine, what I would like to see, another opportunity to go short, take it down here, and then maybe that's the point in which we get that bigger bounce later on in the day. But at the very least, yeah, I do like the look of this low. We've had a nice little boost in volume down here also. Yeah, quite nice as a local low for now. But could be more than a local low, depending on how this progresses. So yeah, I don't think there's anything too much more to say on this. Once again, let me just double check because I have checked on EXO, but are there any NPOCs left behind on this chart? Same area, okay, 36.5, 36.4, the point of control down here. And from a TPO perspective, we exactly the same, right? Okay, there's your TPO POC 36.5 to 36.4. So that being the key level, okay, everything you look at 36.5 to 36.4 becomes the target, and that would be a wonderful place in which to put in this next higher low before continuation. Now remember, we don't know that this is going to work out, but would you not rather be on the side of the trend where you are right until you are wrong? Or are you going to be shorting down here, betting on the fact that you would need to see a breakdown. At this stage, you lose this and you've got to come and take out the lows of this range. So it would be a move down to that 33 K area that we would be looking for if 36,400 is lost. So this is kind of the line in the sand. You lose that, and I do think we lose this trend, drop into a range, and then we're looking at this type of move lower to 30K. It's going to be tough for that to happen. I think we would need to see some bigger external influences than what we're seeing right now in order to get that move down there. Because of the lack of interest overall in the market still, it would take quite a lot to get price down to that stage, considering how low Delta already is and how much supply already has come into the market. There will need to be some aggression there. Anyway, this has been a 20-minute long update. This is the longest one I've done in a while. Do give me a comment below what do you prefer? I mean, it's a Monday, so there's a lot more to go over here, but do you prefer these more in-depth updates? Obviously, I'm giving you more order flow information and things like that, whereas usually I just do all of that research myself, share that obviously with the crew, but then I condense that down into a few minutes long just to be like, these are the levels, without telling you too much of what's behind that. But on this occasion, giving you all the juicy gossip, the juicy info on what the Bitcoin price is doing right now. And if you do like it that way, then yeah, I mean, I put the work in anyway. It's just whether I put that across to the screen, whether you can be bothered to listen to me for this long, or whether you just want to be spoon-fed those levels like little children. And on that note, thank you, little children and grown adults and everyone in between, for watching, and I will see you on the next video. Cheers. Bye-bye.